Yeah. Uh, not not 100% sure. Although I guess it could just be, a culmination of like a lot of things. But I looked around a little today. Just obviously, stock markets all over are like way crashed, and I was kind of trying to find if there was like, oh, people pointing to this or that. Um, didn't necessarily, find any big answers for us.
Well,
But
I did.
did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
a very
Spill it.
very important thing in it's really bizarre, but it is not surprising to many foreign exchange experts
Mm.
that Japan
Yes, so that was where it started,
Japan
it seems.
raised their interest rates, and so with that makes their debt more attractive, and so they people were getting out of American to go to Japanese, and with that, the uh, the value of the dollar fell, and so a number of things happened. Is that there was a forex short squeeze, thus an acceleration of sales of and I have to double check my logic here, but bottom line is that it precipitated the need to cover shorts and sell off of stocks and whatnot on the U.S. exchanges. Uh, Basically, shored up these people's shorts, right? And so it was a number of different things there, and I don't.
Interesting. But the Japan market crashed first really hard. The Japanese stock market is down, I think, like 12% or something right now. But I think it had dropped even lower, and like kind of started this like frenzy where I don't know, like across the board, it's like Japan's stock market, opens before U.S. and stuff. So they were down hard. India is down pretty bad too. And then U.S. market is hit hard. And then of course it all rolls over and affects crypto. So Bitcoin dropped below 50K, like it's down, I don't know, 16-17% now. ETH was down like 20%. Yeah, it's I guess the like fear index, the fear and greed index, like the fear index is up. uh
Double.
yeah, it's as high as it's been since like the COVID crash. Yeah, it's up like 100%.
Yep.
Gold, silver, platinum, all down. I guess the only things that are sort of like even or up is like the War Machine, where you got like Northrop Grumman and Lockheed doing okay. Um, but yeah, so it's wild out there. I think when I was thinking about it, and that does there can be so many, or there can be even sometimes just one like kind of last straw on the camel's back, or trigger like this. The news that came out of Japan there may be triggering a lot of this, but with so much unease in the markets, I mean, we've got craziness just kind of all over the place. Most political, most countries are in like political upheaval. There's war. There's I know like Venezuela, just in the last few days, getting up in the news a bit and stuff too, with what's going on with the presidential quote elections down there. And glad to have Jose with us. That's good. That means internets are up, and not too crazy, at least where you're at, Jose. But yeah, I
Well,
saw like, hey, did we get him?
are you
Philip.
with us,
Hey,
Jose?
hey,
Hey,
Yeah, there he is.
before we go any further, say hello.
hello guys. How you doing? I'm good. I'm
Doing
good.
pretty
We
good.
good here. Vanessa and I
Good.
studying. Yeah, studying our way to go to the Amazon in some days. from now.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hope that's going to happen.
I would
we hope though.
good. Yeah, I would assume with kind of everything being um chaotic down there that yeah, it would be a lot harder than usual to travel, and already it's, it's a challenge. Um More of a challenge than, we would face up here, hopping on a bus or something in the US and we go into the next state over. So yeah, I really hope that, in the next few days, you guys can kind of wiggle together everything needed to be able to make it out.
Yeah, and we are going to go with a group, so things will be crazy for everybody together. So
Right.
that give us some sense of safety in the road, and we are looking to come back on plane, um, because I think that maybe the return can be like more complex. We don't know. We are doing our trading, with situations like checking the natal charts, checking the astrology, thinking in the short term, like this next couple of days, and if it's worth to go, and it's a decision not take it like at the lighter, like
Yeah.
lightly,
Yeah.
but um, yeah, even though time will tell. From now, things seems like this is a country that needs the regular movement. People are surviving the day to day, so it cannot stop. It
Right.
cannot have a normal protest. So people are having their lives, which gives a sense of like everything is regular, like everything is moving. So maybe traveling can be safe. We just want to, yeah, take the required like measures for our
Yeah,
travel to be as
definitely.
safest as possible. The best thing will be to go on plane back and forth, but we don't have the budget for that. But we are trying to come back from the jungle on plane. The last time we went to the jungle, uh, if I don't remember, yeah, when I thought for a moment that we had issues coming and then returning, but we had issues returning. Our bus set up on fire, so I don't want to take my chances again taking a bus from the Amazon to the city, because maybe they are old transportation systems, vehicles. Maybe they are really old without the requirement, like pieces and gears. So yeah, we decide to at least return on a plane and take our chances with the bus that goes from the city to the Amazon. That, yeah, I don't know, just trading, trading our decisions.
That sounds good. I could see how, leaving from the city at like a big, bus terminal, you're probably going to have maybe newer vehicles versus on the return trip coming from way out there, just whatever old bus is, running, I guess would be what you take back. So yeah, maybe a flight would be definitely quicker, and maybe just a little more easy as far as not having to
Oh,
deal with that many hours and stops, and if there was some kind of area that you go through where there is protests going on, that could complicate things and stuff. I mean, from the little bit of media we see here up in the US, you would think that it's just totally crazy down there. I've seen a couple of, little like news clips of very large protests. But that's kind of the like the angle from here is just that it's like total chaos.
yeah,
And like we need to,
yeah,
like Biden needs to like
it depends.
re-put on the sanctions and which I do think that it's definitely good that like other nations are saying, hey, look, this seems super shady. We want to see, the actual like, polling data and all that. But yeah, it's pretty much just reflected on as being like pretty chaotic.
Yeah, yeah. Something really interesting was the fact like that the information, the data provided by the opposition to everybody about how the votes went, they have cryptography. So basically, if you know, like if you have your information as a voter, you can go and check the data of your like voting uh, place the day of the election, and you can check for the results. The interesting part of
That's
this is
good.
that what what the opposition did is what I believe is the first step into blockchain into the public service, because because it was what I was thinking. Like I didn't vote. I didn't vote, and my decision was because I thought that we needed cryptography, and now it's coming. So give it 4 more years. That's my trading. That's my trading.
Well, but that's huge because if you as a voter can go and see that your vote was actually counted the way you cast it, takes a lot of the skeptic nature of voting out of it. And even here in the States, it's like, does our vote really count? I don't know. It's not on the blockchain. I can't go verify it like you could, I guess, in Venezuela. So yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, there was like I saw I think it was I don't remember where actually, but it was like guys coming in on motorcycles to an election the where you go cast your votes and just grabbing the election like the ballot boxes and just taking them and leaving, you know. So I mean I assume that there's probably shenanigans and stuff going on like that as well, where then like if you just if you've got
Yeah,
crews going around stealing the votes, then they don't get into the system and there's no way to track it. So they must be, there's definite probably fear on the current leadership that hey, like we don't even want these votes to go into the system at all, because they know that they're the populace, the people are not in support.
cryptography.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, cryptography was a great movement ahead that granted a floor to make something new for everybody. I'm not talking Venezuela here. To me, this is something historically like, and time will tell. But um, I think it's pretty interesting to see that happening, and it should only keep to the public sector. Like this type of technology should go to the services that are public, but not
absolutely.
to the privacy of the individual, not to the privacy of the individual, because techno totalitarianism is at the corner. So, you know, we need this to happen, like iteration, like and like it's not like we need this to happen. It's like it's natural that this process start coming because we have the technology to do so. I was asking myself that question, like when this is going to happen, because we have the technology to do so. And I think they didn't upload those ballots on blockchain. They did it on their own server, and it was falling a lot. But then different Venezuelan developers started to offering their help, and they started like uploading their data on their own servers, and we got not a blockchain but a decentralized storage of these ballots for everybody to check out on their different pages that come from the
That's
Soviet
huge.
Union. Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that. So I don't believe that we are going to make something with the protest. They are happening because there's a lot of tension, and there's a lot of irregularities too, and it needs to be uh, yeah, shared. But at the same time, it's really complex because um, yeah, geopolitics. So well, I don't know. To me, it's like what the fuck. I say the in the today's episode, I say in the live chat, today's episode, what the fuck, because
Yeah.
it's exploding in all. Like I saw today that the money is moving to the like the weapon crafters.
Oh yeah.
in
Oh
the
yeah,
charts, and
that's
that
basically the only
chart.
green is the war machine, and that's sad to see. But it's so uplifting to hear that you know the people of Venezuela coming together, like you're saying, it's not necessarily like on it's not on this blockchain or that blockchain, but to be able to create the servers and have everything logged in similar to blockchain fashion, using cryptography, to have people just come out and say, "Oh, I've got some skills that can
Yeah,
help keep this stable." Like that's huge. So if it can come
dude.
kind of from the
Yeah,
people, then like there's no way even the government could like stop that, right? Like it's not
yeah,
like the government
yeah,
doesn't necessarily have to adopt it, but if it can be put in place, then you can say, "Hey, look, here's all the data." You can't just deny that year after year. Maybe they'll get away with it this one. But yeah, that's very positive movement.
yeah. And also, I think that it's like, I think that the traditional system failed here, but I think that also failed in the States. So I think that
Hmm.
this is creating some momentum to something different, and it's not about left or right, but it's more about what we have been doing here, just hanging out, sharing our life experiences, having that as a framework to have a community, and then find creative ways to have interactions that are meaningful for all of us, and that's society, right? And like that's
Yep.
democracy, or I don't know. I don't even want to use that word because I don't fully get it. Like, 24 years is what I have, and is what this government has, and I don't know. I just need more perspective.
Well, and I think that like, we talk about, using blockchain for voting and things like that, which would be huge. And I think we will adopt but I think that it might start out um like maybe counties or states could, well, I think maybe could adopt using blockchain for the budgets, because there's so much misspent waste, corruption, just like I mean it's so crazy the amount, like here in the US, where just billions and billions and billions of dollars and like these programs that are maybe well meant and at some level wind up just getting totally abused and used for like the opposite of what they were meant for. So if we're able to, like, people are obviously worried about their financials. Here in the States is probably like the biggest issue among like voters or whatever, that and like the border or immigration's a big one. um but with like right now we've got this giant financial foobar happening right around elections. I did hear, what was it, some on one of the little crypto YouTubes that I watch, someone had mentioned like, oh, the Kamala Harris is meeting with like blockchain people today to try and like figure out her stance on it or something. Hopefully, like she'll have a maybe more positive leaning stance. Um, but I don't know. I think that's one of the things. Like you'll hear. Of course, there's like so many different little, maybe not conspiracy theories, whatever, about this financial mayhem. I heard like, oh, well, like last week when Trump was ahead in the polls, the markets were all going up, and then like some polls came out that showed Kamala Harris in the lead, and the market tanked. And I'm like, I don't think that's really the cause there. But so you'll just see anything and everything. But I do think that blockchain coming into politics more is really good, because I think it'll only lead to us at least getting some use case for it, and at the minimum some some clearer regulation, if anything.
Sorry, I'm looking for a piece of content here to share because what you say, like, yeah, it's a video of Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador.
Hmm.
Uh, Mm, and it was a video I saw early today where he explained basically how the taxes go. Like you pay high taxes, those taxes supposed to go to the things that covers for the government. But the fact is that the government prints the money, and he just explained everything so simple.
Mm.
And at the end, the money that you put in taxes, it doesn't go to the government. Like it just disappears. He
Hmm.
explained it really good.
Nice,
So
dude.
yeah, he explained that it was on Spanish. I'm trying to look for like an English version. It's Bukele explaining how money prints. Déjame ver si. Let me see if in Spanish I can find it. Bukele.
Yeah, even just share it in Spanish too. But yeah, that's like it's so refreshing to have, a politician be like, actually, most of this money just disappears. Like don't often get that from leadership.
Aha, I found it on Spanish. Easy. I wanted to find it. Oh, but they have English subtitles on YouTube. So check this out.
Cool.
This is a pretty great video. Yeah, it's short, maybe 1 minute, because the first minute is like the TV presenter. He starts speaking like on the second 20, in the second 20, sorry.
Let me see if maybe
Can
I
you
can
guys
do
the
a
video
screen
here
share
for
it.
everybody?
Hold on a sec.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. Sorry for my keyboard, guys. The microphone.
Okay, I just got through the ads, but can I screen share from my mobile? Where is it? I'm gonna have to
Yes, yes, I think you can. In somewhere.
camera, do. Where's your screen share button?
Maybe Felens can share it.
No,
Maybe
it's
I can
probably-
share it.
Or yeah, if you're on computer, just share it up. Yeah, I didn't. Huh. Maybe I need to update again. My Discord changes around its
I'm in
buttons
computer.
sometimes. Nice.
You
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. That I think it's well worth we take a look at that.
Ok, compartir también el audio. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so check this out. Do you see the? Do you see the
Yeah, yeah,
traduction?
yeah.
Yep,
Translation?
we do.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Me, the problem is high
Did you hear
taxes,
the audio?
but they're wrong.
Sí, sí.
Did you hear the?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's go. Let's go.
When I talk to my conservative friends right here, they always
Sorry, let me do this pause. Oh my God, he's speaking on English.
tell
So-
me that the problem is high taxes, but they're wrong. Of course, high taxes are extremely high here in the United States. I give you that. You're right in that. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is not the high taxes themselves, but the fact that they are not even really funding the government. Not even those high taxes, higher than a lot of places in the world, not even those taxes are really funding the government. So who's financing the government? Government is financed by treasury bonds, paper. And who buys the treasury bonds? Mostly the Fed. And how does the Fed buy them? By printing money. But what backing does the Fed have for that money being printed? The treasury bonds themselves. So basically, you finance the government by printing money out of thin air. Someone could ask, well, so if the government can print the limited amounts of money out of thin air, why do they collect taxes? I mean, in theory, it would make sense, right? If they can print unlimited amounts of money, why would they need taxes for? The answer is simple, but it's very shocking. The real problem is that you pay high taxes only to uphold the illusion that you are funding the government, which you are not. It's shocking, but it's true. The government is funded by money printing, paper backed with paper, a bubble that will inevitably burst. The situation is even worse than it seems, because if most Americans and the rest of the world were to become aware of this farce, confidence in your currency would be lost, the dollar would fall, and the Western civilization with it.
Siente todo el poder de...
Fuck.
Boom. Yeah, I almost got to meet him when I was down for La BitConf 2021. It was crazy. He was speaking at like this beach party for the conference that we went out to, and because we were, like speaking and doing all the activities there, we were on like the, with like the inside crew, and it was crazy just rolling down to the beach. There were like so many soldiers, and it was crazy. But he wound up like, getting in super late, so we had to skip the little like dinner hangout session, and he went straight to like do his speech. But yeah, I mean that's that's basically it. I mean, I know that we pay taxes, sales tax, and property tax, and income tax, and capital gains tax, and you can pay all these taxes, but in the end, like if you can't get much support from your government, or your community can't get much support, but you always see these like, oh, $45 billion got misplaced, and like, here's $1 trillion that we can't find either. And even like when they use it for the stupidest shit, or I've got nothing against people immigrating to the US, but when you're like coming in illegally and they're like, here's a phone and like a couple $1,000, and where do you want to fly? We'll get you a plane ticket. Like that seems like a lot of money spent on, I don't know, just like not the right thing. So here in the US, I think that if we had some kind of accountability where people could go and look on the blockchain and be like, oh, so I spent today $10 on taxes for my groceries, and I'm seeing here that this allocated, it was spent in my community, so it's being allocated to the school district in my community, or the road here, or the clinic, or the whatever. I think that people would have a lot more faith in the system.
Yeah. How that can be separated? You have a private key, and then you can access to the data of where your funds are getting sent, but the people on those places cannot see which individual send those taxes. Like, in which way do we protect the private at the same time keeping the public?
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, and it could just be that there's a random as identifier applied to the person that's paid in, and it would just say, hey, this is user number X45333, whatever. There's no identity there, but it would show this went into this pot, and here's the outflows. That next month this much is going to here, that much is going to there, this much is going to here, and I would then feel much better about it if I could somehow know that there was a semi-responsible use case for that fund.
Sorry, what?
I was just saying I would be so much more, comfortable if there was a way to know that there was some kind of responsible use case for the funds, and not only for taxes, but for other revenue sources. Like, what about all the people that are put in jail for basically cheap labor. Oftentimes, you'll have like things come up where, oh, these people were like kept over their, time on accident, but they happen to be real great cheap labor for the state. There's all sorts of there's so many areas where it could be effective. I just don't know how long it's going to take.
Yeah. Mm. It's the time of code, so it's the time of action. I ignore how to do code to set those things, but once it's made, a decentralized protocol can pop up and show the way, and then it's about speaking about it.
Right. Maybe, I mean, yeah, maybe there could be we need like a white hat army that goes out and gets all the data and then like
I
puts
have
it
it.
onto like even if the government was like, oh no, we don't like blockchains, blah de blah. But if there was enough people that could get that information through like Freedom of Information Acts or just really like digging through the budgets and put all that onto like a blockchain that people could read, then the government would be like, oh shit, they found all our little dirty secrets.
Yeah, this is not going to be something that the traditional order will want because it's part of the new order. That sounds super conspiracy, right? Like the new order and talk about technology and but at the end it's like Aquarius era. And like I don't come from an elite. When I talk about new order, it's more like something that comes to me from logic because it's not like the order is cool and I'm not mean that it has to be a global stuff. When you were talking about these taxes and maybe other ways, I even was thinking like in a point where everybody is self-aware of their opportunities working with Web3 technology, creating infrastructure for collectives. What if you buy in a certain local area, part of those taxes that maybe will change in name goes to those DAOs that are locally in that area, or I don't know how that will work,
Ooh,
but
yeah.
you know, like in that society, like let's talk about it and let's make story or a paper like where theoretically this exists in
If
theory
you
and
if you had because we've talked about some of this before. We've talked about like, well, what if your local community center was set up as a DAO and there was like the garden sub DAO and the theater DAO and the literature DAO for your community. If we kind of roll this further into like, if you had a clear, concise blockchain, quote unquote, tax system, well, what if then you could actually vote through, using your Gitcoin passport or whatever certified, Web3 ID you have, you could actually vote on like, instead of just the money being like, okay, this goes to here and this goes to there, you could have like a certain amount of grants available for your community out of the tax fund, and then people in that community could actually vote towards like percentages going to here or there. What if there's your roads are got washed away? Well, everybody's going to probably vote for getting those roads fixed first.
what was that last thing you said? I like the last or phrase.
Well, just for example, if the community members are able to vote on where some of these funds go to which DAO, if it's like you'd have like a road DAO that keeps the roads and the drainage going. Well, what if you get a really bad winter and the road gets washed away? Well, probably everybody's going to vote for more funds to go to this priority and fix the roads than to like the summer camp new building that was going to
Oh
be
my
built
god,
for the kiddos or whatever, like you get so much
could
more
you imagine
control.
that? Dude,
Mm-hmm.
there are things here that has like let's let's do an example. Let's do an example. Torre de David. I'm going to show you something. Torre de David. This was the financial center of Confinanzas. That was like I don't know. I don't know if it was a consultancy. I don't know who they were. So basically, this is a building that even before being built, it won architecture prizes because the construction it was made in a way that was sick. I don't know which way was that. This was in the 90s. What happened? The owner died. The owner died and the construction kept like that from ages, from the
Wow.
90s till maybe the, yeah, I don't know in which time people started to live in that building. So let me get to find you some videos about the David Tower. This is in Caracas, in the center, and it's like if you go to that area, you will see this beautiful structure, and you will notice that there are a lot of bricks in the structure, and you don't like fully understand why, and it's because the people started finalizing the building so they
Oh
could live
wow.
in different parts. I'm going to share a couple of videos. Uh,
Dude, that's so cool. Like that's wild that people just take it upon
yeah,
themselves.
so
They're
do
like,
you
I'm gonna
see?
fix up
Do you know
this
that
apartment.
the elevators in that building they were never constructed? So a lot of people live in the that is one of the highest buildings here. So a lot of people lived in the highest floors. So there was a service of motorbike to go up
Mhm.
through the ladders, through the
Dude.
stairs. And yeah, this is my reality. And so I was seeing not like my like I went to the David's Tower, but it's like these are things that are normal in the imaginarium cultural like energy you feel here. And to give you some context, I retweeted this meme. Oh, it's not completely complete
Mhm.
here. I'm going to share fully the the image so you can see it. This is a full image. It says, "Inside you, there are two Venezuelans." Do you see who is the woman?
Um, looks familiar, but I don't remember her name.
Um, give me a moment to remember the name. Let me ask Vanessa.
Mhm. That's just so wild about that building. Like in just randomly sometimes in like, my YouTube feed or something, something will pop up like these giant
Oh,
mega structures.
Vane-
Yeah.
sorry, yeah, that is Carolina Herrera. Carolina Herrera, you know.
Hmm.
And she's Venezuelan. She's Venezuelan. So this image says, "Inside you, there are two Venezuelans, and you have Carolina Herrera, you know, and you also have this dude." Like, oh my God! And I saw a lot of messages. You see the comments, and people is like, "I'm no offended by this, because so what? Like, this country is so unbelievable and amazing and alive and dynamic than this exists, and I believe that that can exist everywhere, right? I don't know. Humanity is beautiful too. And that's all this madness.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I've seen just kind of randomly, I was saying, pop up in my YouTube. Sometimes they'll be like, it'll show I saw one the other day and it was like failed mega structures or something. And it was like these just multi million, maybe like billion-dollar structures, generally in like maybe the Middle East or something, where they'll start these, it's like, oh, it's going to be a kilometer high, like the tallest building in the world or something. And they'll, start the project and, it'll run for years. And then like this prince will get like, thrown in jail for corruption or something. And so it stops. And then maybe like someone else takes over for a little while and then it stops. And like, it's just crazy to see, I guess those for the most part were like they were going to be like a whole new area. We're going to build this like fancy town around this mega tower. So they're out in the desert and they're just kind of abandoned. But to see one in the heart of Caracas and then just have, the local people start shoring up the walls and ride motorcycles up the stairwells and like it's
There
incredible.
are, or the story is incredible. I just sent you a video. I hope you can see the most of it because there were like barber shops inside and
Whoa.
like shops. Like, yeah, people did their business there, like their lives. And when the people went out of that place, some people cried because they were leaving their homes, you know? Um, yeah.
So
Hey,
is it still populated like that? Or you said like people had to leave?
I think, no, I think a couple of years ago, maybe, I don't know how much years. I even have to Google. Uh,
Because here in the
no, I
States,
think it.
if there was like a building in a city like that, and people started moving in, it might last for like I don't know, maybe just a year or two or something. But then some agency would come in and kick everybody out, and like they just
Yeah, there's no
changed.
agency.
Right? Okay, yeah. No, they're like in in
Uh,
in California, I guess some
Here's there no agency.
Supreme Court ruling or something gave more power to the state to be able to like move away homeless encampments, and I guess they're starting to just like uh take people's stuff. They don't even like, maybe they'll show up and they're like, you have an hour to get your stuff together, but you can't take your tent, or like, they'll let them like take like a backpack, but basically just like steal all their stuff and tell them to move. And there's, not really anywhere else to go for them. They've like, that's another thing that irks me so
Yeah.
bad. I think it's about $50 billion, like 40 something $billion that California, under
Oh my god.
Governor Newsom, has completely wasted. They got, I think it was $48 billion just to combat homelessness, just to try and solve the
Wow.
problem. And there's nothing, not one little drop of difference in it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. You could have literally given, what is it?
Yeah.
It's over $2,000 a month. It was like $2,500 a month to every
Yeah. That
single
is.
homeless person in California. That's enough to pay rent and like have a little extra. That would be able to get all those people, yeah, maybe some are drug addicts and whatnot. Most people are homeless because they got sick and they couldn't afford their health care and their rent or something, right? And most people, they went through a bad divorce, whatever. So those people would all be able to be fully recovered with that 48 billion. A couple $1,000s a month for
I
like,
have.
years.
Yeah. It's really complex because if it's like money is an illusion that you can print, the real
Hmm.
value is on natural resources, and the countries who has the natural resources are struggling. But in that same like thought, it's like at the end, like I mean, I have some friends. They went to the States to find a better life, but
Hmm.
they never learned English. They already had like 10 years there. Like these are my friends from my high school, and they have years on the States and they still don't know English. And I'm like, what are you doing? And at the end,
Yeah.
because of fear, because of I don't know, feeling like they cannot do it, they start just populating into Latino communities,
Right.
and they want to learn English. But at the end, I think is the feeling is the same thing that happens when we say like, oh, I hope that sometime we can do this. The only thing that changed time is action. In the same thing, like, oh, English is so difficult for me. The only thing you can do is action, and that is the thing with everything at the end. And
Yeah.
it's like when we start thinking about how to solve, or when we start to waiting for somebody to solve what we want to do, instead of starting to communicating and starting to have action upon that. But like, let's say that I wait for a grant to knock on my door. Like, maybe they will not come by. I have to go Google it. I have to go ask you. I have to get some friends sending me links of grants, and then I have opportunities to,
Yeah.
create things. But if I don't go, if I don't go to the street to talk with somebody in English, like, like to me was like, okay, I'm not leaving, but I'm going to learn English. I'm going to do this here. in Discord,
Hmm.
something like that. Like
Hmm.
that was not necessarily my thought, but I always had in my mind, like I always like English. Like I always knew that I was going to speak it, but I was really afraid of doing it. So
Hmm.
being afraid is what keeps things
Well, and
in the
it,
like in the future. You know.
yeah, yeah, it's I and I can, I can kind of relate. I think it's tough when you move to another country, and especially if you can be surrounded by people that speak your language. You do really have to force yourself to put yourself in a situation where you're not as comfortable because you don't speak the language, you don't understand, but you start absorbing it more. If you just stay with, you say, if I had went to Costa Rica and just hung out with like gringo surfers or something, I wouldn't start learning Spanish. Similar where, if you come to the US from Venezuela and some people and they're in a community and they can maybe help you get you some, your first job or whatever, it's too easy to fall into that comfort and not push yourself to go learn English, where that will then open more opportunities. So, it's tough, but it really makes all the difference when you're, going to another country to push yourself to at
Yeah.
least, learn a little of the language, at least start with the basics.
Yeah,
And
but yeah, the thing is that I can like these are my friends that I know from all my life. It's like I feel
hmm.
like I remember how their fear felt like. Like it must be really scary for somebody to learn a language, especially if your mindset to live was that you were surviving. So how
Hmm.
much of that they remember and how much of that they think it's real here and now too, you know? Like I don't know, but this country changed so much that most of what, and I can say this, but what any Venezuelan will tell you that is not here in Venezuela, it's part of their past, and they will talk about it as a reality of here and now, but just for
Mm.
them, because it's like that in any corner in the world, you know. But here things change it so much, and like it's everything, maybe like, everything is a bubble. I muted myself, sorry.
Hmm.
There are some bubbles, or there are people who decide to come to Venezuela even right now and do tourism, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So like yeah, I don't know where I wanted to go with this. Oh yeah, that the reality is about your perspective, your fears, and your decisions. And it's really complex because everybody has a different life path, and maybe like I don't know, trigger, or like goals, or purpose, or mission, vision, values, like a musical
Yeah.
model to share. And sometimes when we start going from fear, we have a fundamental that is weak. So we are not going to be in a place of purpose. And I think that's what some of my friends have passed through,
Mm.
because they are not aware that they are choosing from fear. They didn't have like other option in their mindsets. One of these friends, I remember that one day we had an egg split to eat.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like an egg, and I remember
Jeez.
that day because that day he told me like, you will see me, I will do some things, like I will leave, like he told me that day practically that he was going to find a better life, and I really hope that he do. But he goes with all those fears in his backpack too.
Hmm. It's it's powerful. Fear, the mind
Yeah,
killer.
yeah, we have to always look what do we fear, and I don't know, hug it. I don't know the solution. I see the Saul, it's on stage.
Yeah, welcome.
What's up? What's up, guys? How you doing?
Nice to see you here.
Hey, hey.
It's good to be here. It's good to be here. I thought I'd pop in. I got my meeting that I host in 10 minutes. But I thought I'd pop in here, and I've been vibing out with Jose, listening, and then I just thought I'd pop up, say hi. Definitely agree with a lot of the points he said, and yeah, how you guys doing today on this beautiful Monday?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, it's a little wild out there. been it was a little bit of a busy weekend for me, but definitely always awesome to get together on the Monday evening and just kind of share where we're at and stuff. And glad that you're popping in. Anything especially exciting this week for you?
I actually started a new job today. I
Oh,
went in person, had the whole orientation gig and all that fun stuff, and back at it tomorrow for like really starting.
right on. Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
Probably a good time to have a little bit of IRL hustle going on.
yeah, 100%, no doubt, especially
Yeah.
seeing everything fucking happen everywhere, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's what like earlier in the show we were talking about all the financials mayhems that are going down out there. But yeah, no, good. That's good to hear. Always good to have a solid gig. Hope that you can at least enjoy it a bit, or the people that you're working with and stuff, because those 9 to 5ers aren't always fun.
Yeah, no, it seems pretty cool. So I'm excited. It'll be good. Um, yeah, how's everything going on your guys' end on the Monday? So what'd you guys talk about earlier?
Oh man, we were talking about we were talking about different just like factors that maybe led up to this big market crash. Japan kind of was in the stages of firing it off with, I guess, the interest rate change there, and then their market tanked, and then India, and then US, and of course, we've all seen Bitcoin is dipping. It's a good time to buy, I'd say. Not financial advice, but so yeah, we're
100%.
we're
I've
t-
been buying stacking ETH and buying the things that
totally.
I know I haven't been buying recently.
Yeah, it's definitely a great time to if there's a blockchain token that you feel strongly about and have been following for years, and it's way down. Hey, everybody to each their own. But yeah, I've been trying to get a little bit here and there. Always on these dips. At any time that there's a big dip and I don't, I'm always just like, oh no, I should have at least like found $100 to throw in or something. Um,
Yeah.
but
Dry powder.
yeah, and then hey, Collins, jump in, jump in.
Oh, well, for sure. Always good to have a little dry powder to be able to pick some on a low. And
Right.
actually, the one thing we didn't, you were talking about how the spike in uh, the VIX back at the time of the March 2020 crash uh,
Hmm.
spiked so high. This VIX spike was almost as high, which is in Gareth Soloway's estimation a bullish marker. And so for everybody to definitely DYOR, but it's basically an interesting moment. It's a hiccup.
Yeah, yeah, like that's what was kind of tripping me out earlier. When I was saying, I looked a little bit here and there, I didn't see like a specific like giant trigger that would mark, like, COVID was a pretty big deal. Lockdowns, global financial, like, logistics, like everything was just hit so bad that it was definitely obvious correlation there for the fear and greed index. But this to spike like to a COVID level, basically, on just general nerves, and then of course there were some financial aspects to help trigger this along. But yeah, I don't think it would stick around as long as our COVID dip did. So yeah, it could just be a kind of not like a day, but like momentary hiccup, like you said. So yeah, you don't want to be like, oh, Bitcoin at 50, it's probably going to 25. I doubt it. I mean, just like what, just a week ago, the headlines that I was seeing pop up were like, say they're picking up a couple more 100 millions, and like Bitcoin's gonna see like a 250,000 this cycle. It swings on a drop of a hat.
I think we're really at a point where there could be, additional corrections, mostly in the regular financial markets. Just that
Mhm.
video. Jose sent us a video about how the president of El Salvador, uh, I guess he was speaking in Miami.
He was in
Um,
the
Probably.
States. That
that
is
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
Yeah. And so he basically laid out the scenario of how and it's not new news, but
Mhm.
definitely how the Fed funds the Treasury, which funds, basically it's the revolving door about printed money, and that money used to fund the debt, which ultimately gets used to well, unfortunately, the
Yeah.
conversation there goes a little
Mm.
further, where we've got uh, such a huge national debt that most of the taxes that are gathered go towards paying
Just the interest.
the interest, exactly.
Not it. Yeah. Yeah.
And the the states are left to fund everything else, because if you do look at your property taxes, the the taxes that go and it's state by state, goes to local programs in the state. California's got the worst, the most expensive gas, the worst
Oh.
gas taxes, and
Mm.
environmentally sound. Anyway, the worst of it, unfortunately, is the IRS, and how it is not, it's not clear what the money path is, right? And the coffers, um, of all the different programs that are quote unquote earmarked, are easily looted. I mean, at one point there was such a drag on Social Security and Medicare that there was a fear that they would be underfunded, right? And now there's been legislation put in place to not allow those funds to be depleted. But it's a very interesting thing that the United States skates a very, very thin piece of ice, especially being so far into debt now. Our what are we at, 35 trillion?
Yeah. I don't know. Like blockchain beauty pageants and talent shows for the win, right? I don't know what's going to bring us out of that debt hole, but yeah, it's been we have covered a lot of topics today. So I'll tell you, we covered a bunch of the on the ground Venezuelan politics. We covered yeah, I mean we've been all over the place. What we haven't got to yet is music, but I bet there's some to come.
Yeah, come
That's
on.
awesome. I do have to pop off because I have my meeting starting at 9 that I'm hosting. But yeah, no, I just kind of finalized my token in last week, sent it out to all the
Ooh.
people who've been earning our token, and it's just kind of an earning kind of token, like I said before. So we're actually about to start at 9 o'clock. Our time is 9 o'clock. I guess ironically enough, during your Easy's corner. So at the end half. But we're about to start doing that, and I've just been kind of giving people points for participating in different things. But since your guys is kind of overlaps, maybe we can chat in the future about doing one at a different time of week as well.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Or yeah, like do a merge for a show or something. Definitely, that sounds really cool. And then I'll pop over and see if you guys are still going when we wrap up here.
Awesome. I will catch you
Yeah,
guys. Appreciate it.
for sure,
All
man.
right, cool, cool. Peace.
Good
Always
seeing you
good to see
guys.
you.
Always good seeing y'all. Peace.
Nice.
You.
Peace. Cool. Nice to see that Zal is trucking forward with his project, and yeah, definitely see if they're still going when we finish up over here and jump in and show a little support. Maybe get a couple tokens.
That sounds good.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I could probably go for some vibes. It's been a pretty intense Monday evening so far.
It has.
We still don't talk about crypto if you think about it. Like we talk about cryptography, we talk
True,
about
true.
cryptography, and we talk about global world issues, let's say it that way. But we didn't touch today, like, hey, how it's going this token, the
Well,
yuan, like we went
yeah,
into all other topics.
what what I was thinking of at the very beginning of the show, and I totally forgot to mention, was like what's happening. So Bitcoin goes from like 70 to 50, right? What's happening with the ordinals, with the inscriptions, and all that kind of stuff that was, picking up. It's still pretty new, but it seems to be. I haven't been paying a huge amount of attention. I think I have like a couple of ordies and like, but so there's all that like some of these like what node monkeys or whatever were like up to like a Bitcoin in value. I would assume that there's going to be some opportunities for people that maybe didn't get in that would want to get in. I would assume that there's going to be some big downward pressure there. Meme coins, they've been all the rage, right? This has been meme coin summer. Well, with Ethereum down 20% and Bitcoin down 17% and Sol down 16%, BNB down 15% or whatever, I'm just making up those numbers, but they're around the mark. What is going on with all your stupid ass meme coins that you spent a bunch of money on? No. What's happening to the meme coins? Are they crashing and burning? Will most of them never recover? Will there be a few that become like solid gems? Like there's new ones all the time. What? Smoking chicken fish was like a Beeple tweet the other day for some new coin. And then there's like Nero, the new Doge. But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry that you just make me to realize the fact that investing in meme coins represents that we are in peace. And right now we are gonna notice that people will get a conscious shift into being more serious people because they are gonna lose a lot of money and there's a lot of movement happening against like I will say peace like meme coins represented peace because
that's
people
super
were
interesting.
knowing what to invest and they were not interested into learning what to invest because they were not in a crisis moment. This crisis will bring up the best of humanity if we do it right.
I like it. I like it.
Because memes, yeah, because we for a moment we even get so silly for a moment that I was trying to make pieces with the meme tokens, but I just like my thesis now it's that those meme tokens represented that we were like not having a purpose, and that have been always the thing. The meme token doesn't have a mission, vision, and values. So what is the purpose? And the lack of purpose, it's like there's an old essay. I think that it brings like tough men bring good times. Good times bring weak men. Weak men bring bad times. Bad time bring tough men. Tough men bring good times. It's something like that. So this was a weak time and we were weak men's because there was good times and people were gambling. But now the world is in Venezuela 2017. That's what I think. That's what I think. That's how I perceive it. And I think that if proves like it proved here locally, it will bring up really good things from people because things like solidarity will get pumped in the charts of metaphysical energy exchange. I assure you.
Nice.
Hold the vibe.
Hold the vibe.
Let's do music, guys. Let's hear music, felons, please. Oh, sorry. I say that, but before I want to know, guys, your input with the Octant, and let's share with. I don't know how public it's still, but I would love to maybe bring the alpha. I think that nobody will hear us today.
Yes, that was another thing that I had thought of before the show. I was like, oh, maybe we can go over staking the Octant because I like just never got to it. I had like a mega cavity drilled at the end of last week, and then he's like, once he gets in there, he's like, I don't know, we're gonna have to send you to the other guy to evaluate. Hopefully, it's not going to be root canal again, but so that's been like stressing me out. I've got like 2 teeth that need to be fucking checked out again. I'm like, what? That one too? And he's like, yeah, well, a couple years ago we tried to save it and just want to have him check a look on it. Ah, so, but yeah, carry on. Give us the Octane Alpha.
Well, basically, I wanted you to tell me like how was your experience, if you like it, what did you learn about it, and I know that they are going to bring sharing more funds. Also, I know that we have 10 days to make a project and put it there. And I'm going to think about how to do something with the music. Maybe we can do one for Token Smart. And
Ooh.
I'm also reaching out to VP Abundance, to James.
Music hall.
I'm reaching out to James because I want Treeslit and Dragonite to have a stake too, and not only them, but I told them that we have a community of Web3 natives with a long-term vision that usually our crew, or listeners are Web3 natives. We're serious people that has in the ecosystem for years, and that they, they are like the best people to send a stake to. So I want to invite James. I already knocked the door. He was really interested, but I'm not going to be more active for the next Monday. For example, I'm not going to be active because I'm going to be in the jungle. So I was telling him to maybe book him for after that, but I think it can be wonderful easy if you knock the door on him on a DM and you invite him for that Monday and you make some really big great promotion with Treesley, Dragonade, like to bring out more people and maybe giving a stake to some of them. This is speculative visualization. I would love to see that happening.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was muted. I was saying, yeah, let's definitely get him. I would think maybe for the week after next, since you'll be back, and then I can also reach out to like people that maybe don't always come to Easy Corner, but some of the homies, and say, hey, come Monday, the whatever the date is, week after next. Because we're gonna have like a special guest with a really cool project, and maybe we'll see what James says, but maybe there'll be some offers for being able to get in on it. Like that. So that space, I was only able to have one ear in because it was at the same time as either another space that I was hosting or my weekly work call or something. So I was only able to catch little pieces of it. And then went in for the dental work and everything. I just haven't been able to really get caught up. So yeah, I definitely want to get a deep dive. I was thinking, and I just totally spaced. I thought maybe we'd go into it some today, but we can do that just personally. You can kind of catch me up a little bit on getting staked and all that, and then yeah, we can have James on in a couple of weeks and try and build it up for a good crowd. Bring some of the OGs back.
I just noticed that I have a message from James that I didn't answer, and basically I'm just asking him for Monday 26th, because that's the Monday I'm going to be active. I'm just saying
Awesome.
that maybe I have 2 Mondays off, because yeah, it's around like 10 days
Well, yeah.
of jungle.
If we do that,
But
if he confirms for the 26th, that gives us a nice period of time to get people to lock that into their calendars and get a good handful of token smarties over here to be able to benefit from the cool info and maybe some tokens. Sounds good.
yeah, sounds great. I just shared with him.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm
Cool.
muted. I'm muted, and I was talking. Felons, I was talking to you. I was asking you if you please can start the music today. That will be amazing.
Woohoo.
Sure thing. Wow. What a way to what should I say? Turn the page? No, we're gonna set the stage first.
Woo woo! Nicely done.
And did you notice
Woo!
something about
Beautiful.
that, Jose?
Love it.
Did you notice anything special about the
I see
sound of
elbow
it?
popping up.
Woo!
Did you notice that it was at 432?
I didn't notice. I was enjoying it. I was dancing to it like if it was in the Pocahontas movie because I was doing the choreography to Vanessa to make her laugh. So I was here living my best life. Actually, I was doing a choreography that was really, really goofy. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
That's a visual, man.
I didn't notice. I didn't notice it was in 432.
But you know what? Just having that visual by itself is good enough, man. But no, I definitely
Yeah, man.
in honor of Easy's Corner, it's in 4032 today.
Gotta love it.
Oh, thank you.
And
I
yeah,
don't know where I am.
Elbu, how be you, my friend Elbu? Elbu, because he's so beautiful.
Elbow, like the elbows. Antes de ganar la guerra, la locura, pasé noches en vela describiendo al animal que vive en mis entrañas cuando llega la luna que se observa en mi ventana y tu cristal y se te haces la dura. Lo sé por tu mirar, el cuerpo no me pide más que estar en tu lugar. Y vivo por las vías, tranquilo al caminar. Recuerdo que tu ausencia es el recuerdo de que estás pululando por ahí, tomándote un café. Y seguro pensándote también en el lugar, el sitio de los sueños, el de la realidad, allí donde tu ausencia es más tu habla que el andar. Antes de perder el miedo a la soltura, pasé días creyendo que vivía en libertad. También creía en fantasmas, en esos que ya no están. Antes eran de carne y hueso y ahora son de cal. El cielo está nublado, pero no importa ya. Yo llevo mi paraguas aunque no lo vaya a usar. el agua de lluvia y amo tu caminar. Y no hablemos de la mixtura de eso y la ciudad, esa que nos miraba de recelo al andar. En algún lado seguimos de noche en el lugar, el de las fantasías, el del frío infernal, ese que nos quitamos con tan solo tocar el cielo con los dedos, el agua con la sed, tus besos con mis labios y tu espalda con mi ser. Cariño, yo no sé, seguro fue tu aroma. No me preguntes cómo, dónde, el cuándo ni el por qué. Tenía un par de letras, solo las ordené, sin saber que entre figuras ibas a aparecer, tergiversando versos que te piensan sin querer. Y claro que es contigo con quien más podría ser.
Woo! Ah, yeah, that's the ticket. What a nice feeling.
Woo! Yeah.
Ah, good. Yeah, I had some time without playing that one. So beautiful to share that song with you guys. And yeah, I was like thinking like, yeah, we have to give our best, and that it's vibration, and that is positivity, and doing music and talking about things you like is the best way to keep that. Um, I don't know. Yeah, vibe, energy, uplifted. Even with the challenges of the day to day, even with the market how it is, and I don't mean down. I mean with the guns up. We have to find a joke. We had to find a joke, and that is a way to make a thermical shock. Like if you have something really hot, you bring something really cold, and you
Right? Kind
make
of
a
shake things
reaction
up.
out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's important. That's needed in the day to day. Felons,
totally.
did you have another one for us?
Oh, sure. Pull my teeth. I mean, sorry. That was bad, wasn't
Pulling your teeth. No,
Don't
it's not only
remind
bad,
me.
but you have to explain the joke to me.
it? It's like to make me sing or play, it's like pulling teeth, not really. I'm like, never mind. It's just a bad joke.
Okay. Uh,
Playing for me is
it
better
made me
than
laugh
pulling
because
teeth.
I didn't understand it.
It's okay. It's not. I kind of squeaked that by. It's
Well,
not usually
it could
used
be
in joking typically.
it could be twist my arm, Jose. So you could say, oh, you know, you don't have to twist my arm, like you don't have to like grab
Oh.
me and like pull me and like force me to do it, you know. But I think, you know, Felons was maybe referring
Yeah, I
to
kind of
me
went
as the teeth
extreme.
puller
Yeah.
here.
Anyway.
Okay, I get it now. I get it now. It was good. It
So,
was just
why don't we turn the page
funny.
then?
Turn the page. Turn the page.
What's that? I'm sorry, I missed the
I
last
say
one.
turn the page. Turn the page.
Turning the page. Here we go, guys.
if you heard me doing some melody at the beginning.
I did not. No.
I caught a little.
I was so
Okay,
focused.
okay. No,
That was
no, I was
that was
asking too
vibing.
easy.
Yeah, I heard a little.
Yeah, because it happens the same to me, felons. When you are jamming with me, maybe I'm too much into the sending the song that
Mhm.
I lose time to time the sound.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
think
beautiful
my
song.
I play my guitar so loud in my live that I can't turn my speaker up loud enough on my
Right.
computer
Yeah.
to hear anything else because I do play really loud. Yeah, you
You
got to
got
be
the
sitting in the room
decibels.
with me sometime, Jose. It'll happen
Oh yeah. Oh show.
someday.
It'll happen. It'll happen. It'll happen. What?
Playing in the room together.
Oh yeah, man. Sure thing. Hopefully 2025.
Oh yeah.
That's a good target.
2025 should be, I think, I think hopefully we'll see things, turn around and improve a bit on the
Yeah.
global front. We're due for it.
Well, I think the most important thing is to be resilient enough beyond our global troubles and see what we can do to uh, withstand it. Because I think there's more ahead that we can't just shove under the rug. So we'll see,
Definitely.
but do our best to stay afloat and still make things happen.
Yep.
Cool
Keep
resources.
planting seeds, keep making roots to the wireless, and yeah, let's, sticking together and trucking forward.
And yeah, DMs are open.
Oh yeah, I was trying to put a melody to what you were saying. It was too loud.
Oh, no, it's good.
Oh no, that's good.
I was trying to make a core time of music, like for what you were sharing.
I see. Yeah. Well,
Too high, too high.
Mhm.
I don't know. Well, do you want to play like
I want to play a song.
yeah,
Nice.
which
I
one?
want to play a song from Disney that I never played it before.
Oh,
Ooh,
let's do it.
Okay. Yeah. So
brand
I'm going
new.
to try this.
Can I jam on it?
Of course you can, and maybe you can guess what the lyrics is. Busca lo más vital, no más lo que es necesidad, no más, y olvídate de la preocupación. Tan solo lo muy esencial para vivir sin batallar, y la naturaleza te lo da. Donde quiera que vaya, donde quiera que estoy, soy un oso dichoso, un oso feliz. La abeja zumba siempre así porque hace miel solo para mí. Y las hormigas encuentro bien y saboreo por lo menos 100 del primer lengüetazo. Lo más vital en esta vida lo tendrás, te llegará. Busca lo más vital, no más lo que es necesidad, no más, pues nunca del trabajo hay que abusar. Si
Bare
buscas
necessities.
lo más esencial, sin nada más que ambicionar, mamá naturaleza te lo da. Cuando
Oh,
tomas
the
un
lyrics.
fruto con espinas por fuera y te pinchas la mano, te pinchas en vano. Tomar espinas con la mano es malo, en vez de la mano usar siempre un palo. Mas fíjate bien si usarás la mano cuando tomes la fruta del banano. Lo más vital para existir te llegará, nos llegará.
Just the
Can you
bare
guess?
necessities of life. Da.
Can you, can you guess? Can you guess what song is that?
Yes. Bare necessities.
Uh, that is the name. That is the name in
Yeah,
English.
the bare necessities.
The
You might
bare
have played.
necessities.
It's
Yeah,
B
I
A
was.
R E, Bare Necessities. It's from the Disney
Oh,
movie
I
called
was.
Jungle Book.
I was trying to drop my Discord got all froze up. I was trying to drop the GIF for a while there, and it looks like then finally a bunch of them went through. But yeah, it's so different in Spanish.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
just so like the whole there's just such a different vibe that it took me kind of a minute, and then I was like, oh yeah, definitely that's it. Because at first I was like, this is the Jungle Book one, I think, and then it just took me a little bit to like just
Yes.
kind of listen to some of the lyrics and be like, yeah, that's it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's amazing how different it really, because like if you played that like the standard Disney English version, it would be like right away. But
I think he
having
was in a different key, and Jose, you were singing in a register way up high, higher than I've ever heard you sing before, and you were so on pitch, dude. That was great.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
that was awesome.
really, your
Hey,
higher range is
I
very,
don't,
very good.
I don't, because I try, like, I do music for healing, so my music comes most of the time, like, from my darkness, and Disney is so light that
Hmm.
it's like the voice has to go into the sweetest melody you can bring, and it's not sad at all. And it requires me to, find those notes and, like, find that space. And now that you told me that, I want to share one song from The Little Mermaid because I don't
Okay.
know on English. I don't know on English, but how is the name of the crab on English? The
Crab.
crab from The Little Mermaid.
Oh, the crab.
The crab.
Oh
Oh, what's his
God.
name? Louis? No, what's his name? Dang.
In Spanish,
I.
it's Sebastián.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Es
that's
Sebastián. Sebastián. Oye,
same.
oye, y tú sabes que. Oye, Ariel, y tú sabes que Sebastián habla así
Mhm.
en español. He has
Okay.
this voice that is like a Dominican. It's like Dominican or Puerto Rican. That
Uh-huh.
accent. Or Cuban.
Mhm.
Here's like, yeah, he has something. So this song is like performed by him. I never did this before, but
Awesome.
I was doing this early today. I was sharing this with Vanessa because in the Vibes Music Competition this week is Disney. So I was like looking for which one do I share.
Nice.
Well,
This one.
I'm going to look up who sang it, and that might help you determine because a lot of the singers of The Mermaid, they let their accent go through. So let me find out who Sebastian, who sang for Sebastian's part. Go for it. Play.
Tú piensas que en otro lado las algas más verdes son y sueñas con ir arriba. Qué gran equivocación. No ves que tu propio mundo no tiene comparación. ¿Qué puede haber allá arriba que causa tal emoción? Bajo el mar, vive sirena, siendo sirena, eres feliz. Ellos trabajan sin parar y bajo el sol para variar, mientras nosotros siempre flotamos bajo del mar. Los peces son muy felices, aquí tienen libertad. Los peces de allí son tristes, que sus casas son de cristal. La vida de aquellos peces muy larga no suele ser, y si al dueño le apetece, a mí me van a comer. Bajo del mar, nadie nos fríe ni nos cocina en el sartén. Si no te quieres arriesgar, bajo el mar te quedarás y sin problemas entre burbujas tú vivirás. Dice, bajo del mar, hay siempre ritmo y en nuestro mundo al natural La gente raya va a tocar, el centurión se unirá. Tú solo escucha aquí la marcha abajo del mar.
Ah, yeah.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, totally.
Woo!
This is also, I feel like great like practice towards different songs with different voices for threadheads, because that could definitely be super awesome over there too.
Oh, I love to do that. I would love to do that. You know that basically the puppet show it's like that of my family because
Yeah,
they do
yeah.
music with different puppets and it's like, it was beautiful to see that. I would love to make something like that. And I don't know if you remember this easy, but like in the first Tokens More episodes maybe I told you like I had this idea. I would love to make like a puppet musical video.
Hmm. Dude, well now
But I
in
still
in probably a not too distant future, there'll be enough characters created through threadheads that it could totally be possible. I'm saying 2025, also the year of the puppet music video. Everybody's muted.
I'm preparing something here. Yes, it's quickly moving.
Nice. Yeah, I think bringing in the musical aspect to just like comedic puppetry is 100%, that's hand in hand. It was cool. We had Frankie at the Whip on Thursday. So he was presenting Threadheads and showed a couple of the little videos they have up on their YouTube, and then was just talking about kind of how how he's been working on it and getting things moving. See a subtle mic, but I don't hear you.
Yeah, I mean, such a great song. You did that well. So when did
Let
you
me know.
start
Let me know
playing?
if you.
Go ahead.
I was going to show you this last one. It's just a bite because neither Vanessa or I knows it like fully. But I wanted to share this to know if you can relate to this song. Está finísimo el ejercicio
Okay.
sin está así como que wow, esas son las letras, qué loco. Mira. Yo te quiero enseñar este mundo espléndido. Ven, princesa, y deja tu corazón soñar.
Yo te puedo mostrar cosas maravillosas con la magia de mi alfombra. Vamos a volar.
Un mundo ideal. Será fantástico encontrar nadie que diga no o a dónde ir. Aquellos que se aman. ¿Cómo será?
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, that was beautiful. Very nicely
A
done.
whole new world. A whole
A
new
whole new
Mhm.
world.
world. Un mundo
Take us on a magic carpet ride there, Brad.
in a magic carpet.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah.
Vanessa.
There's a meme on Spanish about Aladdin because the meme says Aladdin, al otro Aladdin. I don't know if Easy can grab that joke, but Aladdin, it's also similar to at that side, como Aladdin, en ese Aladdin.
Oh.
You know? So people say Aladdin, and it's a picture of Aladdin at the left, and then says al otro Aladdin, It's Aladdin at the right.
That's pretty good.
Yes,
Although
indeed.
I guess I've never I would always say like el helado. Maybe it's Costa Rican more, but I hadn't used like the side with like Aladdin.
Yeah.
But I can
No,
definitely see how that
even
works.
if you because Ladin it's not used in any place, but it's like
Mm.
the little way to say lado.
Oh yeah,
You
like
you can you can do that in
heladito. Yeah,
Spanish.
yeah. Okay, yeah, totally,
Yes,
totally.
yes.
Yes. I get it.
Heladito,
I get it.
heladito,
The little
this is
side.
the
Yeah, like
this is the meme.
let me go look.
No. More.
Yeah, the good old prince.
Al otro ladín. I love Spanish. I love Spanish. You know that today I was seeing a Japanese comedian who was saying that his boyfriend learned a new word in Japanese. And but the thing is that looks. Oh, sorry. I think I'm fucking this up. I think they were Chinese. Let me start again. So they were Chinese. This happens me a lot, and I'm really sorry about it. But looks like in the Chinese language, the pronunciation is really important because in the way how you pronounce it will determine
Oh
what
yeah,
you
there's
say.
there can be like 10 words that
So
are like the
yeah,
same except for the way you kind of like pronounce a
yeah,
part of it or where
yeah.
you intone. Yeah.
Totally. So he was into the market and he wanted to use this new word that was a strawberry.
Mhm.
But you, in order to use strawberry, you have to say it like really flat, and he say it like with a like if it was making a question in another language, and that
Mhm.
tone he used,
Like
it
strawberry?
become I fucked your sister.
Oops.
Yeah, so
The
so they were
strawberry?
explaining that yeah, it goes really long, right? It's the same word, but it's a different way to say it, and I cannot see what is the difference because to me it was like the same pronunciation. It was like an intonation, subtle
Yeah.
intonation, and yeah, it was like so funny. So if you are in like in those countries, it's really important like in the position you are when you are speaking because they will not laugh like, oh, he's asking to fuck my sister in the supermarket. No, they will give you the strawberry even that you pronunciate that bad because they are
And then
empathy.
laugh at you later. Yeah.
Of course, yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
so awesome.
It is super interesting like languages where you'd have such a similar sound, but like for your example, strawberry, that's just a fruit, but then strawberry is I fucked your sister. So very odd, interesting. So
it has to be like that. Yeah, it should feel like that. Oh my god, yeah.
well,
If you
so
hear it in a language of yours,
I just finished listening to an audiobook. So I don't know. One of my favorite books ever is Shogun by James Clavell, and they recently did a like a miniseries. I think it was on HBO, and they did it really well. And then I went and listened to the audiobook kind of while I was still watching the series, just to sort of compare. And that one takes place like what 1600s in uh, Japan, no, China, no, Japan. Yeah. And so there's similarities there. It's like this pirate that crash lands there. He learns the language over time, and so there's examples of this. And then the book after that, kind of in the series, is Taipan, and that takes place, I think, like 1800s in Japan. So, or one of them's Japan, one of them China. What was it? It was Shogun's in Japan and Taipan is in China. It's about actually it's like the founding of the British getting fuck, I'm forgetting the name of the island right off there that the Brits had for like 100 years. Um, I keep thinking Taiwan, but it's um God, what's the name of the big city. Anyways, they in both those stories, like there's a lot of focus on language and like maybe one of the characters learning, and so there's definitely a bunch of examples of that. How like you say the right letters, so to say, but with the wrong intonation, and you've just like completely insulted someone to the point of where like, you know, if you aren't just learning the language, you'd like get your head chopped off or something.
Oh my god, yeah. That I think that happens in Japanese too because I'm seeing there's an anime I really love and I will recommend to all of you all my life forever. The name is
Mhm.
One Piece and I don't know if you ever
Oh yeah,
saw it.
it's epic.
Did you ever saw it?
Yeah, it's awesome, super awesome.
Oh my god, I'm in love with the show. Like I remember
Mhm.
when I was a teenager, I did saw till a certain episode, but now I'm seeing it with Vanessa, and we are like, oh my god, what is this? Especially like because like we have been this connection with the indigenous communities and like the like because of all our like background. Like when we see, for example, there's an how do you say this like there is a season that they go to the sky to a city in the sky. Did you saw that part, Easy?
You know, I don't remember the sky part.
Yeah,
I saw it kind of a while ago. It's like when it first came out on Netflix. But I thought I watched the whole season. Maybe there's a newer season that I haven't seen yet.
oh oh yeah, you are talking about the live action, right?
Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen all the original.
No,
I've only seen some of it. Yeah.
nah, the original, the look, I'm on the chapter 333,
Wow.
and it's the moment where you met Luffy's grandpa.
Cool.
So in the One Piece live action, you met Luffy's grandpa like in the second episode.
Right.
So it's like they give so much data. It's a so well detailed series and it's also digestible. It's a lot of episodes, but once you like connect with it, there's a moment in the anime. I'm talking about the anime, like the
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
thousand chapters edition. They go to the sky. They go to fight with God. It's a really beautiful season, and looks like in the sky there's an indigenous community that comes from the ground, and they were like pushed to the sky thanks to a like ocean wave so big that it pushing them like it was like a volcano inside the sea that made eruption and boom the Iceland goes to the sky. And this was an indigenous community that looks so similar to the Lakota community from the States. Like they're like the way like the costumes, like the clothing, like what you see they speak of, the way like like the tiny culture they make for them in the series, it's all so similar like to Lakota community. And it's like, oh my god, what I'm seeing here, and why does the creator of this anime knows so much about so many things? Like not only
Oh.
like how he knows, because maybe I don't know if he googled it, if he has an encyclopedia, but in the way he was able to needle work all of the different sides of the story to create a masterpiece. I mean, it's a masterpiece. The anime.
Uh,
I'm not talking about the live action, but
yeah. I'm
the
gonna have to go
oh my
back
god.
and start the anime again. Wait, like I don't know, 20 years ago or something. I remember definitely. I was watching a lot of anime. That back in the um uh days where you could just torrent anything and everything. I mean, I still have hard drives with just massive amounts of full anime series on them. Yeah, anime is great.
I love it because it's an art that has so much um, substance inside of it. A couple days ago, I saw The Kid and the. ¿Cómo se llama el niño y la garza en inglés, sabrás? The Boy and the Heron from Ghibli Studios. Studios Ghibli. Did you saw that movie? The Boy and the Heron.
The
It's a
Boy
new
and the
movie from
Heron?
Studio
No,
Ghibli.
I haven't. I gotta see that.
It's a new movie from Studios Ghibli. Like for a five time, I say that. Sorry.
Oh,
And
Ghibli is
they,
like just incredible, basically like the best.
yeah, we say the dad of the ice creams on Venezuelan. We I don't know why, but when something is so good, you say that is the dad of the ice creams, and Studios Ghibli is just that for handmade animation, and this movie it's pretty diabolic. I will say diabolic or like
They go heavy.
alchemical. They go heavy. Even you know that there's a couple of movies. This one in those that I spoke with Vanessa, and they look like an ancestral medicine ritual. Like like some of the things you see in Studios Ghibli, they have to come from contact with ancestral medicines from a way or another, or from a
Mm.
trip of any substance. I don't know, but at least one of we there was a movie we saw. I think it was the Moving Castle. In the Moving
Yeah, Howl's
Castle,
Moving Castle.
there's a there's a there's a scene, a specific scene almost at the end when he is fighting with the witch at the end, like the witch from the government. I don't even know how to say
Mhm.
it, but there was like a queen, and he's like fighting with her, and she turns into a Jopo ceremony vision. It's just so heavy metal how like the feeling Vanessa and I had when we saw that part was like, how do they are able to draw this?
Mhm.
Where do they saw this? Like, oh my god, amazing their work. And this movie, it's pretty like alchemical. I will say diabolic, but in the good way. Like so much transmutation work they do that there,
Mhm.
and handmade work is just it's just beautiful. It's just like art at the fullest. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think I'll have to probably watch that tonight. Yeah, they
Oh man,
one
yes,
of my
it's
favorite
2 hours.
studios of all time.
Yeah, we saw it in. ¿Cómo que se llama la página que la vimos, mi amor?
Yeah, like from from the
I have a
first
question.
time.
I have a I,
Yeah.
I have a question. I have a question for you, Easy. When you want to see that movie, what do you do? You you have you have a place where you can see it. ¿Cómo?
Well,
Because
I'm just what I did first was I just looked up Netflix. I didn't see it there. Amazon has it to like rent or whatever. I'm sure there's probably some pirated copies out there as well.
yeah, sorry.
I,
I don't
I
know if
don't
this is
think
a
it's
safe
playing.
page, Easy, but
Yeah,
I saw that movie in the page that you sent below.
movies to watch. Nice. Yeah, yeah. I haven't. I used to, generally like way back in the day, it was torrenting, and that's how you'd share and get movies. Um, and they've made it pretty easy with like, Netflix and stuff like that if you have it. But I do miss going to the movie theaters because that's something that, used to be more a part of kind of the culture, um, which is not really anymore.
Yeah, big
I
time.
guess there's like what was it? Hollywood blockbuster. Deadpool and Wolverine, I think, is
Yep.
out in the theaters. And I was like, oh, maybe if I like get a friend together and go see that or something could be funny to see in the theater. But I mean, again, just silly. It would be amazing to see something like this Boy and the Heron in the theater, but they probably don't even put it in theaters these days. It's all crap out. I'm gonna check. Let's see if maybe it's in the
Oh,
theaters.
I don't think it will be on the movies because
Probably
it's
not.
already like from 5 months ago already.
Yeah, no. I'm surprised that never I didn't even know that they had
Dude, yeah,
a new
I
film
feel that
out. Like that's crazy.
we had the
How
same
how
feeling here. We had the same
like
feeling here, and the movie industry here, it's not the same as in the States. I never saw the movie industry in the States, but here there's little, not too much movie places, but there was just like one of them who had that movie, and that was really weird because we were aware of that because like we have a couple of friends who are also really fans of
Hmm.
Ghibli, and we were looking for in all places, and there was just like one or two that had it and really far from the house. So we, yeah, movies to watch
Yeah.
that to.
No, I'm like,
Yeah, I
I'm
got paid for that.
I'm just surprised that like I didn't even see I didn't see a trailer for it across my YouTube ever or anything, which is like kind of a fail because I've definitely like in my history or whatever, I've watched plenty of anime stuff. So you'd think they'd be like, oh, here's an ad we can show to this guy. But yeah, I'm stoked. I'm gonna check it out.
So have you guys been watching any Olympics?
No, not me.
just the memes, just the memes,
Yeah,
just the memes.
yeah.
Like
When
the guy
I
from the guy from Turkey that shoot it with so much style without gears. Did you saw that meme? It was so amazing, guys.
no, oh,
Did you
I
see?
gotta see it. I saw, of course, like in like the
Give me
YouTube
one.
shorts or whatever, when that whole opening ceremony thing, which they like deleted from their own YouTube, came out. Obviously there was a big stir around that across like media and stuff. So I saw some of that when it first came out, and it was like in all the trending stuff. It was like, oh, uh, you know, uh, Olympics mocks um, well, the Final Supper, and has like the big lesbian playing a proud Jesus, and then there's like the weird dude with I guess a testicle hanging out next to like the only like kid on there, and like just seeing that I was like, what the hell is going on? This is just
Yeah,
gone too far.
yeah. I'm
And basically,
I'm
I
not even.
boycotted the Olympics this year.
Ceremonies. Yeah.
Haven't watched a
Yeah.
peep of it.
Yeah, I think I ignore all of that. Like I fully ignored all of that. Like I don't even can't process it. I'm in the 90s. Remember that? That
Nice.
is too in the future. Yeah, I'm in the 90s,
Like the
so I don't know.
Olympics used to be
But
about sports. I used to watch it some, and I think
yeah,
I mentioned somewhere, I'm like, the Olympics over the last like decade, since like all the like Chinese CCP like propaganda and bowing down to them. And again, like all of the like 20 CCP swimmers all tested positive for like anabolic steroids, but like you're not allowed to talk about it and you can't ban them, but you'll like take away other people's medals if they're like a US guy for like smoking some pot, and they blame it on like Beijing burgers, or like, oh, it was Australian beef that gave the steroids to our athletes. So it's not like everything that's been going on with like the political aspect of the Olympics, and just the weird like policies that they adopt, have turned me off to it more and more each time the Olympics comes around. So I haven't watched actually for the last couple, just because I don't want to give them like my viewership. So they clean their shit up
hey, in
and
other news,
get it about sports.
uh, this is I'm going to bring some memes I remember. The first one I already
Nice.
shared it, and this is the Turkish shooter. You can see that the other contestants he had, they were using these like fancy Googles and
What the
like
hell are
a lot of
those?
shit. I don't know what the fuck are
Well,
those, but
it's
the
a
meme
Korean
is the
woman, by the
classic
way.
dude.
It's a Korean woman,
It's a
and
The
Korean,
other
yeah.
dude's like
It's
gangster.
she's shooting. So they what they do that on the left eye they blind.
Black it out. Right.
It's a blinder, and the right eye is just tinted sunglasses.
Looks like
Yeah, but if
Bizarre.
you click on that tweet, you will see the meme, and it's that the winner was this dude. that
Right?
didn't have
The
none of
the hand
fancy
in his
Googles.
pocket, gangster, dude,
Yeah,
Hand in his
gangster.
gangster.
pocket. Yeah, yeah. And
That's
the
that's so
memes are
gangster.
like the memes are like the government, the Turkey government, the Turkey government knocks the door of this retired old like Secret Service Turkish agent that is him, and told them like, ready for a last job? Oh, I told you
Nice,
I'm
dude.
retired. You need to do another one for your country. And the next picture is him shooting here, and he just has so much class. Like if you check all the other contestants, all of them has thousands of dollars in equipment, in fancy Googles. Like you can
See,
see,
Right.
I
and
can
Exactly.
I can
this
get
is class.
behind homie just straight hand in the pocket, wearing his regular old reading glasses, capping that gold medal. I guess there was also like there was a big old like, you know, tada over the like Chinese table tennis because the guy's like main racket got broken. And they're trying to like blame it on like all this sabotage and like showed like some photographer who like was like kneeling down next to it, and it was just like it's so wild and crazy. It's just it's beyond like there's definite
I have
entertainment from
another
like the
one.
memes and headlines.
It was entertaining had been. For example, this one, it's pretty funny. This is a guy that was doing, I know the name on Spanish is salto de pérdiga. That is basically like the big stick they grab and then they
Yeah,
jump with the
the
stick,
pole
and they have to
jump,
pass
Pole vault. Yeah.
pole
pole
jump.
vault. Yeah,
So
Pole
pole
vault.
vault.
this dude lost because his stick got stuck into the other stick.
Oh no.
So he was able to pass, but his dick got stuck, the dick. And the video is so
Oh
funny
my
because you
god.
can see he does the jump and his dick got stuck. And he
Oh,
Oh,
made 1 million followers on Instagram
right.
because of his dick. So it
Of
was a win
course.
for him as a star.
Well, I'll tell you one like the only serious part of this that I would take away is that you have and the only like the real reason I basically boycotted this year is you have Taiwan winning like gold medals over, you know, badminton over China and stuff, and China is so pussy hurt over it. I understand, like they're like no Taiwan flags. That's too offensive for us. Okay, you're that weak. Your poontang hurts so bad that you can't see a Taiwanese flag. But people just have like go Taiwan or like you know like yeah like literally it's just go like yay my team, and they got dragged out of there and their signs get ripped away by the Olympic like authorities, the like security there, because they bow down to the CCP, which is an absolutely horrible government that is clearly abusing human rights of Uyghurs and all sorts of other people, and it's just not okay. So
no.
I don't let the Olympics into my life except for through the memes and ridiculous little like, headlines.
Well, look at this. Just a little, like an hour ago, the Japanese market opened 11,
Ooh,
12 points higher, 12%
nice.
higher, 12%
Oh
higher.
wow,
So
that's a jump.
the
Woohoo!
bounce back
Bullish.
was extreme. So yeah.
Bullish.
This is
That's. I
financial
mean,
advice.
yes.
No.
Buy all the bitcoins. Buy all the bitcoins.
This is financial advice. This is
This is just financial
this is not financial
news.
advice.
well, you know, it's great to see that 2 hours ago we were saying, you know, hopefully it's just you know, a bump in the road here and it's not going to like tank all the economies of the world. And if there's a 12% bounce today already as the Japan market's open, that's positive.
Yeah, it actually matched the drop.
I think that I think
So
that the
Bitcoin's back to 55.
points up.
But yeah,
I I I
Quick
think that
dip.
this price is going up in the market. It's totally happened because our positivity today in tokens market.
Oh yeah. Boom.
absolutely.
You're welcome.
We
We
set
hold
the
it
You're
above.
welcome, world.
We hold it above.
Big
You're
time.
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Como dice, not all the heroes wear a cape.
True. Very true. Oh man, that was
True.
a quick dip. I guess I've got to set up a like you know, a triggered buy for I just wouldn't you know, it's not in my head like, oh, Bitcoin will drop below 50, but I guess it did drop down to like maybe high 48s for a moment there. So yeah, good congrats to everybody that got in at like 50. And maybe we'll see another drop like this. Things are very tumultuous in global politics and financials, but I am glad
Actually,
to see the
if we
bump.
want to check, I don't know what will be the movement, but there's a interesting astrological position for the 19. I'm not saying this is a trading investment way, but maybe something will happen from the
Interesting.
15 to the 23 that week from, let's see, that week from maybe, yeah, from Thursday 15 to maybe Thursday 22. Astrological set, it's at least really complex for Venezuela natal chart. I was
Hmm.
seeing some of that, and it was interesting. I don't know how that will like affect a global reading, but that's why I'm doing my trading with getting back from the Amazon and playing.
Nice. Well, you know, we also pretty much always see upward movement in cryptos at the end of the year. This year we do have, you know, the big election in November here in the States. And of course, maybe there'll be, don't we always get like that October surprise thing where something crazy happens in either politics or markets or something. So we've got a little way ahead of us, but things are looking up.
I hear some palm mute rock and roll music coming over and taking off the stage.
It's nice.
I will say Jesse. I will say even like um I forgot the name. Uruguayan. I will say
Ooh,
Uruguayan.
Uruguayan
Because there's a
jazz.
musician from a musician from Uruguay that I really enjoy, and you just got me like that vibe from that song. And of course, all that Uruguayan vibe is American inspiration as far as I see, because in that time, what my chronological trading tells me is that music from the States was coming to Latin America, and I'm going to share some music from him. I think that all the songs he has like a similar maybe energy.
Yeah.
Gustavo
Sweet.
Peña, El Príncipe, the Prince.
So that was a tune that I've been playing quite a bit, but I played it a whole note that is a pitch higher on the second fret, capo on second fret, and so it sounded totally different, along with just opening with that little groove instead. So I'm gonna noodle with that some more. Improv. I've improvised.
Nice. Noodle.
Yes, it was a grand noodle.
Out of the vibes.
Bring it on, Jose, and then I'm gonna jump off.
Sure thing. I have to jump off too to pick up the water. Pick
Oh,
up the water
right.
in the nights, in the tension
Water supply.
moments. My favorite thing to do. Oh my god. My mother told me I shouldn't do that. I told him to relax. She relaxed. I'm really happy for that. But
Nice.
it's really it sounds really loco. But at the same time, if you think we are gonna be the only two people grabbing water right now, so it will be really fast.
Nice.
Early in
Hopefully,
the mornings.
yeah.
Well, this song is for my mother and for all the mothers. La vida con su camino de espina duele, te lleva por los cielos y otras veces muerde y sí, te arrastra por los campos de la intolerancia. Agárrate fuerte cuando levante el salto, o verás, abre tu alma y reconoce las señales que el universo va dejándote. Crece por dentro, no debes perder el tiempo. Salta al abismo, te arrepentirás. Sí, llámame, si encuentras la receta, llámame. Compártela con tu hermano, y muéstrame los poemas que has escrito con las manos. Oh, mamá, y cada vez lo veo más claro. Que sabias fueron tus palabras, y pocas veces te hice caso. Oh, mamá, cómo van pasando los años, tanto tiempo fuera de casa, echo de menos tus garbanzos. Batalla larga la de comprender al hombre, camina siempre por el filo entre las sombras y habita bien despacio el campo donde habita el miedo. Hazle un canuto y dale de fumar. Respira con paciencia, siempre hay una vez primera. Y cuando llegue saborea y luego grábalo. No escupas alto que después suele caer encima. Si tienes frío, arrímate al calor. Y llámame, si encuentras la receta, llámame. Compártela con tus hermanos y muéstrame los poemas que has escrito con las manos. Oh, mamá, y cada vez lo veo más claro. Que sabias fueron tus palabras, y pocas veces te hice caso. Oh, mamá, cómo van pasando los años, tanto tiempo fuera de casa, echo de menos tus garbanzos. Oh, mamá.
Adiwa.
Adiwa, adiwa, adiwa. See you in the jungle. See you in the jungle,
Ah,
guys.
yeah. Ah,
Safe
much
with me.
love.
In my thoughts, in my feelings.
Yes, yes. We hold the vibes, travel with peace, love, and Whipsy. For anybody out there that,
Peace, love, and
catches
Whipsy.
us. Yeah, yeah. Anybody that catches us, we are live on YouTube and like Unlonely and Twitter. So if anybody, catches this after and listens all the way to the end, you might as well just come join Token Smart and hang out with us and join the conversation. So
Oh, there's no question.
definitely great Monday. Great conversations, great music. This was quite an enjoyable evening on the corner. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for hosting. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Adiwa, guys. See you soon.
All right, peace.
Buenas noches.
Love and Whipsy.
Woo!
Woo. Hold the bot. Buenas noches.